Hi everyone, it's your career buddy here today. In this video, I would like to inform and tell you guys how should you prepare for your day one at internship. Reflecting back on my internships, I wish I knew these things before I started my day one to prevent me from making silly mistakes, and nevertheless it could have really better prepared me for day one so that my internship starts off really nicely and I have frictionless and seamless experience. A couple of things that I'll be mentioning are the things that you should never get it wrong. You must tick these boxes so that you're not going to be maybe blacklisted from the very first day of your internship. I had the privilege of having done my internship at 3 different companies during my time at the university, and those 3 internships were completed at different levels of organization. What I mean by that is my first internship was at a small startup company, second internship was at a medium-sized company, and last one was at a large corporation where there were hundreds of interns coming in. Some of the advice could be more applicable for big organizations, but not necessarily for small organizations, vice versa. But at the end of the day, the principles and the message that I want to get across is exactly the same, so please stay tuned and pick up the fruits that you need from this video. First thing that you could do to prepare for your seamless day one experience as an intern is confirming a couple of things. Now, I'll give you the checklist of stuff that you need to confirm with your employer or with the talent team before you walk into the office on day one. They are, number 1, confirm office location. This is more applicable for big organizations where they have multiple offices in a certain city. For example, Deloitte has 2 offices in Sydney, one in Circular Quay and the other one in Parramatta. You don't want to get these confused on day one. Please check with the employer the exact address that you need to arrive to and double check that location rather than just strictly relying on Google. Because sometimes Google may have not been updated. The organization has moved their office location recently. There are a lot of risks associated if you don't check the office location, which leads to my second point. Confirm and check with your employer where to meet on day one. Is it at the lobby? Is it in front of the office? Or would you have an access to a certain level in the office for your induction? This may vary from company to company. That's why it's always best to check with your employer before you start where you should arrive and where are you going to meet them. And in similar vein, the third thing that you want to confirm and check is what time should you get there by. You don't want to get there late, nor you don't want to get there incredibly early that you have such a big time gap. These 3 things should come as a whole pack. If one of these things get forgotten or mistaken, the worst thing that could happen is you showing up to another location. You're the one who gets into the induction room like 1 hour later than the actual starting time, where everyone just stares at you when you walk into the room. That could sometimes irritate the employer. You already left a bad impression to your team from day one, and this inextricably links to trust issues. And another thing that could happen, which is, let's say you were waiting in the lobby, but your employer has told you to come to level 8. You're just standing in the lobby, but your employer is waiting for you on level 8. So that delays your first day. And that is not a good experience for both parties from the very first day. So please confirm these things. Now, the fourth thing that you want to confirm is the starting and the ending date of your internship. This is very important because you can backtrack the things that you want to get done in each week, and you can also set some goals as you progress your internship duration. You can also take into account of public holidays that might be in between, and sometimes there are office close downs, especially during Christmas breaks. So you would want to confirm these, check exactly how many days will you be doing your internship, and also when are you going to end. Now, having said that, once you know the exact time frame of your internship, you can accordingly put perhaps your summer classes or your university lectures if there is a clash by any chance. You can notify these issues to your employer in advance as well, so that it avoids any unnecessary conflicts or your employer going, wait, you never told me that. Last thing to confirm with your employer is to ask them what you should bring your day one. Is that a laptop, pens and paper? There are so many things that your employer might ask you to bring. Sometimes they might not be able to provide you with a laptop and you have to bring your own, which happened to me for for my first startup internship. So please double check the stuff that you need to bring so that you're not missing out on any work and you can get to work from day one. Second thing that you could do to prepare for your day one at internship is completing any pre-work that are required. Some companies might ask you to complete online training or modules before you start and before you come to work, even from day one. So if you have received any tasks, please complete them as soon as possible. And if you didn't, it might be worthwhile reaching out to your employer or the talent team asking, is there anything that I need to complete before I start my internship? On top of that, you would also want to complete and submit any documents or forms that needs to be filled before starting your internship. Wages and salary related documents and forms. It could be work, health, safety issues, accessibilities, and many other more. So please complete them if your employer has required to do so. And if not, don't always turn the blame to your employer saying, you never told me to do so. But it's a good attitude for you as an intern, even from maybe a couple of weeks before you start internship. Show your proactiveness and reach out, asking them, what can I do? What do you want me to do? Are there any pre-works that needs to be completed before starting your internship? This already leaves an amazing impression to your employers. Third thing that you could do to prepare for your day one at internship is doing some research. Now there are two pillars of research, one being organization level research, where I encourage you to research about the organization that you're interning with. So for example, let's say you're interning with Deloitte. You might want to go to Google or go to their LinkedIn website and see were there any major issues, any updates, recent wins that Deloitte has published in between the day you received your internship offer and day one of your internship. This might again show your proactiveness, and when you walk into the office day one, you can immediately start a conversation with people from the teams and they will already know that you are the right fit for this organization. Now, the second aspect of research is more about human-centered research, where you want to research, and in a more informal term, we call it stalking, about the people in your team. And they are key leadership members. You will definitely want to know who the CEO, directors, or executives are before you start your internship, because who knows, you might bump into someone in the kitchen, you start a conversation and you realize that you were talking to a CEO. You will want to know more about your directors and your direct line manager or your supervisor at a both personal and a professional level. Speaking of which, use LinkedIn as a great tool to stalk on people. What I mean by that is you would research and learn more about their experience, how long they've been working in this organization for, what their areas of expertise are. And once you have a bank of people and the list of their experiences and their background, you can immediately go and start a conversation with someone, and you would know when you bump into someone in the kitchen, you go, hey, that's Daniel. Straight away, I can tell you they won't freak out going, hey, don't stalk me like that. But they will in fact be very, very thankful, and they will appreciate. Sometimes they might be amazed of the level of research and sincerity that you're putting into this internship. Last thing that you could do to prepare for your internship is preparing your elevator pitch. This includes probably 30 seconds to 1 minute, short introduction, biography of yourself. That includes your name, your degree, why you joined this organization, what excites you the most about this internship, what do you want to get out of this internship. Trust me, because everyone, all the attention will go to you on day one. They will come to you and ask you, hey Daniel, so tell me more about yourself. Tell us about your background. Tell us why you joined our company. And you don't want to be stuck and go, and just say because it looks cool. That's an awful answer. At least prepare 30-second elevator pitch. So I hope these 4 tips on how you could prepare for your day one at internship helped you. If it did, please give a like and subscribe. I hope to see you in my next video soon.